All right, Knicks fans, we need to talk. Because there's a number floating around out there that's been giving people heart palpitations for weeks now, and I think it's time somebody said the quiet part out loud. Everybody keeps panicking about Karl Anthony Towns and his player option. Everybody keeps asking the same question. Is he going to bail? Is he going to walk away from a championship roster to chase a bigger paycheck somewhere else? And look, I get the anxiety. I really do. But I'm going to tell you right now, that is the wrong thing to be scared of. The real question nobody's asking is a lot more interesting and, honestly, a lot more favorable for us. Before we get into it, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel lives and breathes Knicks basketball every single day, and you do not want to miss what's coming next. And hey, smash that like button too. It genuinely helps this video reach more Knicks fans out there who need to hear this take. Let's get into it. So here's the deal. Towns is sitting there with a player option that could pay him something in the neighborhood of $61 million for the 2027-28 season. On paper. That sounds like a guy who has all the leverage in the world. He put up an unbelievable series against Wembanyama and the Spurs in these finals. He's a walking bucket. He stretches the floor like nobody at his size should be able to. So naturally, the fear is that he looks at that number and says, why would I ever take less? But basketball economics don't work in a vacuum. And this is the part that I think a lot of people are missing. Big man contracts, the ones that pay a center at the absolute top of the market, they are not aging well around this league. Not even a little bit. Go look around. Domantas Sabonis is owed almost $49 million in that season. Bam Adebayo is pulling in over $53 million. Joel Embiid, $62.5. Anthony Davis, right around 63. Nikola Jokic, also right around 63. Now, out of every single one of those guys, how many do you honestly believe are worth that price tag when the calendar flips to 2027? Jokic, sure, he's a unicorn. He'll be worth it forever. Fine. Adebayo, you can make an argument. It's a stretch, but you can make it. Everybody else on that list, teams are already regretting those checks. And front offices around the league are watching every single one of those situations play out in real time. That matters because it changes what a rational front office is willing to offer the next center who hits the market. Comment down below and tell me, would you actually want the Knicks handing KT a max deal that runs through his age 35 season? Because I want to see where this fan base actually stands on that. Here's my honest, slightly frustrated fan take. I love watching Towns play basketball. I do. The man can shoot from anywhere on the floor. He's got touch that 7-footers simply are not supposed to have. And he was an enormous piece of what got us that trophy. But I am not blind to how these deals age. We have watched contract after contract handed to a big man in his early 30s turn into an anchor a few years later. And I don't want to sit here in 2029 watching this front office try to explain away a contract that's eating a third of the cap for a player who can barely move laterally anymore. That's not loyalty. That's just bad business. And I think deep down most of you know it too. Now, could another team come in and blow this up by throwing him a max offer anyway? Sure, theoretically. Nothing is impossible in this league. But think about which front office is actually going to raise their hand for that. Every single team with real money has watched their competitors get burned doing exactly this. Nobody wants to be the next cautionary tale. The market has gotten smarter, even if it took a few painful years to get there. It would honestly stun me if Towns hit free agency next summer and found a max offer sitting on the table waiting for him. And that, Knicks fans, is genuinely great news for us, because it means the leverage in this negotiation isn't nearly as one-sided as the panic online would have you believe. People keep bringing up that Rudy Gobert extension, the one worth around $109 million over 3 years, as some kind of blueprint for what Towns might sign. Getting KT to stay on a number like that would honestly be a home run for this front office. And I'll be straight with you, I don't think it happens exactly like that either. Towns brings something to the offensive end that Gobert never did. He's a knockdown shooter. He can put the ball on the floor. He creates matchup nightmares Gobert simply couldn't. So he is going to command more than that comparison suggests. But here's where I land, and I want to know if you agree with me. instead of bracing for some horrifying $60+ million number every single season for the next 4 years. I think the far more realistic outcome lands somewhere around $45 million a year, maybe even a touch under that. And before anyone says that's disrespectful to what Towns has done for this franchise, I don't think it is. I think it's just reality catching up to how the league is actually paying centers right now. It might not even feel like Towns is taking a hometown discount at all. It might just be the going rate. Drop a comment and tell me your number. What do you think a fair KD extension actually looks like? 45 million? 50? Are you in the camp that says pay the man whatever it takes to keep this core together? I read every single comment on these videos. So don't be shy. Get in that comment section and make your case. Look, I know the anxious Knicks fan in all of us wants ironclad certainty right now. We want someone to hand us a contract with Towns' signature already on it, so we can stop worrying and just enjoy the ride. But the truth is, this front office is in a far stronger position than the panic on social media suggests. Leon Rose and this front office know exactly what happened around the league to every team that overpaid a center in his 30s, and they are not walking into that trap blind. If anything, this whole situation should make you feel better about where this roster is headed, not worse. So here's what I need from you before you go. Hit that like button. It costs you nothing, and it does a ton for this channel. Drop your prediction in the comments. I genuinely want to argue with you about it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, because we are covering every single twist of this Knicks offseason as it happens, and you do not want to be scrolling past the next big update. I'll see you in the next one, Knicks fans. Let's go get that number 2.